So as we walk down this way, we're gonna see different things that are coming into season, the figs there that we just learned about. And then we're coming across this plant here. Does anyone know what this plant's called?
It looks like blueberry.
As rooted members of their community, park and recreation professionals are uniquely suited to support their agencies in serving as community nutrition hubs by listening and responding.
One of the things that we understood was that even prior to the pandemic, food security is an issue across the United States. And the pandemic only put a magnifying glass on it. And once it did that, we have to understand what each community needs and listen to those communities and help them establish their own resources within.
A community nutrition hub, to me, means a place in the community where people from the community can learn about nutrition and have access to nutritional foods, recipes, and resources to help them live a nutritious life.
That means food access, actual nutrient-dense food, but I also like to think of an expansive definition that has more to do with resiliency and feeding the various elements of hunger that we might be experiencing.
So job insecurity, mental health and wellness, access to resources to assist with utility assistance. And so we've worked to identify and address those areas.
Through a series of planning efforts, including community needs assessments, community engagement, and coalition building, Parks and Recreation can build on community wants and needs to address food security.
We decided on 5 target groups, and those target groups are the elderly, homeless population, English as a second language, those that live in rural areas, and public housing. And with those 5, we feel like we can get the voices of those communities. So not just meeting them halfway, but actually meeting them where they are.
We're responding to the needs of the community and providing what is actually valued. So it's important for us that we get feedback from community members, as well as other organizations doing work in the community, so that our programming is as effective as possible and as meaningful as possible for the actual community members themselves.
When you're born and raised in the city that you work in, you're born and raised with the values that that community holds. They're your values as well. It's a sense of pride to know that my neighbors are the people who we're providing programs and services for.
Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad. And when it's full, she feels great. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all.
I think one of the strengths of the program is that we get to teach kids how to be excited about healthy learning and healthy living and healthy eating through all the hands-on projects. And what ends up happening is the parents learn new things. And when your kid is excited to teach you something, you recognize this is sinking a little bit deeper, and then the parents have a greater accountability and a greater interest to learn as well.
I've only shared with my family because the last time that we went to the community center, we learned about healthiness, and there was this really good smoothie. And I told my mom if we could make it ourselves, and we did.
Their social emotional growth was phenomenal. A lot of students that started here hadn't come to the center at all and were very closed in and introverts. The students now are out here running around, playing. They've made friends. It's been a blessing.
I like being with my friends here and playing the games and going on field trips and learning about healthy food.
Park and recreation agencies play a critical role as a central location and hub of health and wellness opportunities in all communities. They can build on this foundation by creating new food access points that bridge gaps across the community.
It's valuable to partner with different organizations when it comes to food access because the food system itself is very complex.
So a lot of times there's just that missing link, whether it's a lack of transportation or a lack of offering our resources in their languages.
We have a lot of resources, and then a lot of resources are actually owned by a lot of other resource members. So that's where the partners come in, working together in a team, and then of course serving your own community.
We have been coming to the Sorensen Unity Center since 2018, offering free screenings for diabetes, for high blood pressure, for cholesterol.
We partnered with some of the kids at our after-school and summer camp sites and made these herb boxes for the seniors that we serve here. And we found that that was really impactful, and the seniors really loved that personal touch from the kids.
We're partnering with the Council on Aging to do an adult coloring book, to teach about gardening, to teach about health and nutrition, to teach about SNAP, and to kind of work those education bits within the garden coloring book.
Partnerships like this with the farmers market comes in pretty handy because we are here providing our resources, our information, but at the same time, we are building collaborations.
We are basically like meeting people where they're at, and whatever it is that they need, we are trying to meet those needs with the nutrition education and the resources that we provide referrals to.
The main impact is that we are feeding people. We are feeding people, and we feel that people will not go hungry when they can just stop by here 24 hours a day. The pantry is open, and grab them something to eat. So I think that's wonderful.
The strength of the local economy and the local food shed is at the core of the health of our community, and creating an opportunity for people to plug in to their own relationship to that space and take it on as their own resource and adopt it as a space that's intended for them and intended to be grown and cared for by our community.
Our biggest hope is that by doing these types of programs that we make, just incremental steps in food access, and not just food in the belly, but food that feeds the whole body and the mind.
Planning and partnership building results in responsive community nutrition hubs that support the needs and wants of community members. Next time, we'll explore the long-lasting impact these models have on the community as a whole.